What's up, guys? It's your Supah Playaz back again. It's your host Tony G bringing you a market watch, and it's not Market Monday, but it's Market Tuesday. So happy holidays, everybody! You didn't see one yesterday because it was Christmas, and we celebrated. If you don't, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah to all those awesome fans and Supah Playaz out there. So let's get into it. Just like in the title of the video, is the new ban list affected a bunch of cards, and obviously we got to talk about the main card. The main villain of the ban list is obviously SS Trunks' God Sealing Technique. So if you're new to the channel and you love these type of videos, definitely subscribe and comment down below what your thoughts are. And so just like I mentioned, God Sealing Technique got banned. And obviously we saw this sitting at $9 and now it plummeted to $3. $3.98 being lightly played, and of course not that many listings because again this card got banned, and obviously it got reprinted multiple times. And everybody is up in an uproar about why did they ban this card? Why didn't they limit it? I personally see the justification of both sides. I personally did not want this card to be banned. I love blue, and I think this was the only defense that blue had against big bomb cards that in the mirror match you could kind of defend. But now it's gone. I don't know what's going to be topping. I don't know if blue is going to be as strong as it used to be with God Sealing completely gone. I think Hand Destruction might come back. You'll see a lot of green awesome decks, but remember red got hit too, so I don't know. It's definitely 50-50 now. I feel like it's going to be an interesting meta going into the next year, and it's going to be interesting. And so again, the event pack sitting at $3.98. Again, it got banned. You see all the prices just plummeting down now, and of course when you see banned cards it just goes down, you know. And so obviously the next card I want to talk about, that's we're seeing some of them go up because of the ban list. This gives you a chance to play some cards that we probably didn't see anymore. And obviously we're going to start off with Piccolo Junior, Eradicator of Peace. This card was sitting at like $2, $3, and it's getting bought out because again, green, red, and just green cards are just going to be ultimately played. And so now that again God Sealing is gone, you're able to play these awesome cards again. And again, this card is nuts. I think in an aggro deck you're going to see aggro come back. It's going to be an interesting format. I keep saying that it's not going to be a interactable format, I think, because again, once you get rid of God Sealing Technique, you're not going to see a lot of cards get played because either aggro is going to be dominant or you're just going to see a lot of hand destruction. It's just going to be nuts. I think you thought it was bad this format, you're going to see it just get bananas next format. And then obviously some cards got an amazing buff. Bojack cards got an amazing card that ramps as well. Just like in the Beerus deck, you got a Whis card. Now you got a, I think, Zangia card, if I'm not mistaken. And it's pretty much an objection. Very awesome card. And we're going to see Galactic Buster probably go up in price. If you haven't gotten it yet, I think this is the perfect time to get it, because Galactic Buster is slowly creeping up. If you haven't gotten it, I think it's a very strong card in Bojack, because your energy gets comboed, and not only that, you get to you have a restood energy, and it's just a phenomenal card. So again, it only works with Bojack cards. If your leader is a Bojack Brigade, it works phenomenal. And again, you have a ramping card now that just does bonkers. I mean, you're just gonna see a crazy deck coming out. I think Bojack's gonna be very strong. And then obviously we have some awesome other cards that are going to go up in price because God Sealing is gone now. This card is going to run over all Unisons. I think Unisons are probably going to slowly die out now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because I think Unisons aren't going to be utilized anymore because we have too many cards that just counter it. And with God Sealing gone, I don't think blue ultimately needs a Unison. That was the only defense it had, and now that it's gone, I don't think it's even worth playing it, in my opinion. But again, let me know what your thoughts are. Again, Green Gohan just got bought out, and again, you're going to see a lot of Unisons just get runned over pretty quickly. You think Boo's going to last? No. You got this card coming out and just slap it on, and there goes your Majin Buu. And it's a very strong card. And then, speaking of secret rares, there's some cards that, again, are going to get hit. They're either going to go up in price or down in price due to the ban list. And of course, people really were running SSB Vegeta Unbridled Power because it was deflect. It ran over Unisons. It got rid of a board. I think this card is still phenomenal. I think people should still play it. But you did see a huge decrease in price because, again, a lot of Unisons aren't going to be utilized anymore. So what's the point of playing this guy? I mean, this guy's amazing, but competitively, a lot of people aren't going to really use this card because, again, a lot of cards are not going to be using Unisons anymore, or decks are going to be using Unisons because, again, God Ceiling is gone. It's going to hurt the format. I think it's going to hurt a lot of decks, actually. But I think blue is still very competitive. I think this card is still relatively strong and very powerful. I would still keep it. Again, if you haven't bought it yet, this is the perfect time to buy it. It's $164.98, and that's probably the cheapest it's been in a while. I think it's almost $100 cheaper, so I recommend getting it. And then the card that's going up in price, I think this card is phenomenal. I was telling my teammates this card is probably going to be insane because you could play this from your hand or your warp, so it doesn't even matter. Those aggro decks that I'm talking about, I think SS4 Goku, Xeno Goku from I think set 10 or 11 is just going to be so strong with this card. I think because you have a double striker going in, you got this guy coming out, you warp a life from their, if they're 2 or more life, and you could play one of their 7 or less battle cards from their warp area to the field with its skills negated. So ultimately it's a strong card. I don't know, I think this card was at a relatively cheaper price. I should have bought it. I missed out. So if you guys are checking it out, I think this is the perfect time to buy it because, again, it's getting bought out because God Ceiling is gone. This guy is amazing. I think this is those cards that I'm telling you that are going to be phenomenal and worth getting. And speaking of other cards, I think Cell Max Deliver of Despair is another card that's probably going to go up in price. Hand Destruction, and it was sitting at like $90 last week, but now again it got bought out. So you're seeing a lot of secret rares getting used because God Ceiling is gone. They're going to utilize these now as an alternative. That's what I was telling people. I'm like, this card is nuts. I think secret rares that are going to make an impact, I called this after the ban list, that will go up in price, and lo and behold, that they're all the ones I called. But going into, we have Baby Golden Avenger alternative art. I think this card is awesome. I think this is the only counterplay you could have. If you go first and you're playing a mirror match with blue, this is definitely going to keep you alive. I think this is going to definitely counterplay some cards, counter, and anything that's 7 or less gets bounced back to their hand, and you get to remove a barrier card on the field. I think this is still an ultimate card. I think this is awesome, worth getting. I think it's still very strong. Again, you may see it a little bit, again, if you're playing a ramp deck and you ramp pretty quickly. I mean, you're just going to play this guy. Pretty awesome. But again, not that many listings. It's slowly getting bought out. I think it's a good time to get it. Obviously, if you want to get the budget version, this is just the tournament winner one. Relatively cheaper. I mean, I thought it was significantly cheap to showcase it. But another card that I think is awesome and is getting bought out is the Grand Priest Herald of Deliverance. This guy is amazing just because if you have a God card and you're 4 or more, and again you have other cards, this guy is just awesome to use. Again, some cards that weren't being utilized, it was sitting at like $22. Now it's sitting at $50 to even getting bought out. Again, these were cards that weren't utilized before, guys. If you have 4 or more energy and you choose 2 non-Grand Priest God cards in your battle area and return them to the owner's hand and play this card from your hand. So you can do a lot of pretty awesome combos, especially with maybe even Vegeta. You could play this guy and bounce back the, I think what is it called? The Whis blocker. You could do that, I think. If it's a 2 non-Grand Priest, sorry. Never mind, you can't do that. But again, you could bounce back some awesome cards, and relatively it's very great. I think because of the ban list, again, getting hit makes it like worth competitive usage of it in a deck. So again, it was sitting at $15 and now it's at $50, so nearly doubled, tripled in price. And there you guys have it. So if you guys have any other cards that are worth mentioning, definitely let me know. Oh, Kaioken, speaking before I even finish the last one, Kaioken Son Goku, another card that's going up in price. This card was sitting at $7 because, again, God Ceiling was hurting it. There was a lot of cards you couldn't play because of God Ceiling, but maybe that's why they should have got rid of it. But then we got it at 57 being the highest and 15 being the cheapest, lightly played, but you're paying $20 for it when it was relatively sitting at $9 at the cheapest. So there you guys have it. Again, I think Hand Destruction is going to come back. I think you're going to see some awesome aggro red decks come back. especially with God's Healing gone. You're going to see green, red probably just do some mayhem. And again, I'm waiting for it. I'm prepared for all that. But there you guys have it from your host, Tony G. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if I missed any cards, let me know. And like always, from your Supah Playaz, y'all stay Supah.